Call or go online to learn more about a free trial offer. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
It's happened again. An illegal immigrant deported a half-dozen times is now accused of a triple homicide. The 29-year-old man is accused of shooting 4 people at an Oregon blueberry farm. 3 of those people are dead, and the 4th is fighting for his life in a hospital. The suspect, who was in this country illegally, had been deported back to Mexico 6 times since 2003. The On the Record legal panel is back. Former prosecutor Katie Fang and former homicide detective and criminal defense attorney Ted Williams. I'll tell you, guys, I am infuriated about this. But let's talk about, first you, Katie. Apparently, Marion County is one of the 4 places in Oregon that is a sanctuary area in this here, a sanctuary county. Now, 29-year-old illegal. Do we have any idea whether or not prior to his being deported, he had committed other crimes?
From what we know from the current the sources, he did not have prior contact with the criminal justice system, but
so
really?
Then why was he deported? I don't buy that.
Because he entered the country illegally.
How many millions entered illegally? We don't deport them. Ted, what are your instincts?
Well, my instincts are that this is just sickening. Look, 6 times this man left and came back into this country. This tells you there's a problem with funding the borders when it comes to Border Patrol agents. And look, this guy became a career person who knew, Judge, how to get in and out of the United States. There is something sick and terribly wrong there. We've got to do something about these kind of people,
So we've got
Judge.
2 issues, guys. Now, on the one hand, we've got the border. And I think this helps Trump with the wall, that whole idea of the wall. Okay, but more than that, sanctuary cities. Why do we allow them? Is ICE going to come in and send them back home, or are we going to prosecute the guy?
Well, suddenly, after the 6th time he's illegally re-entered the United States, ICE has put a detainer and asked for 48 hours notice if Marion County decides to let him go. He's being held no bond, so he's not going to be let go anytime soon, at least we hope not. But he's also looking at the death penalty in Oregon if he actually gets prosecuted and is convicted.
Okay, but Ted, do you think, based on what we saw with the Kate Steinle case, that the locals will, assuming that he, makes bail or something absurd happens, that they'll even inform ICE of this?
Judge, we know what happened with the Kate Steinle case there. Judge, the bottom line is no. The sad commentary is that ICE, immigration, and the local authorities just don't work together. And as a result of that, the criminals, these people coming in and out from Mexico, they realize that there's this
no
weakness
sanction
in the system.
There's no sanction. They just keep coming back.
Absolutely.
And then he killed 3 people or possibly 4.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to ask you what we can do about this because there are the 2 issues. But given what has happened, do you think there's any way, Katie, I want you to think outside the box.
Sure.
Can we start sanctioning some of these ICE agents or local police, or allow for a lawsuit against them so that we can overcome on our own this hogwash with sanctuaries?
2 different vehicles, great suggestions. One is sanctionable conduct if you're not accountable for what you've done wrong, if you're law enforcement, federal, state, or otherwise. The other great suggestion you just said, a lawsuit. Hit them where it hurts. And where does it always hurt for most people? In their pockets.
Ted, last word. What can we do?
Well, unfortunately, I would love to see a lawsuit or some work, but there's certain kinds of immunities that these municipalities have, and the federal government is preempted by its various programs. It's just unfortunate that there's a hodgepodge of nothing gonna happen.
All right, Ted and Katie,
3
you know
people
what?
dead.
I'm tired of being unfortunate. We got to start changing the laws or changing the leadership. Ted, Katie, thanks for being with us. All right, and planning to hit the beach this holiday?